Have you ever wished that you could just feel ultimately confident on command at any time? Well, I'm Jim Peak, and in this short video, we're going to do exactly that. One of my listeners has asked for help identifying this powerful side of himself and being able to step into that at any time. So we're going to use AI in this application today. Rather than talking about AI, we're just going to go right into it and actually use it. And what we're going to do is use music created with AI. So let's go ahead. If you would like to join my friend who requested this and identify and elicit that part of yourself that is so confident and has all this certainty, then join in, find a nice quiet place, maybe get a sip of water, and get ready to go deep and play all out. So here we go. Let's just begin right now. I'd like to start by inviting you to take a deep breath in. Just allow a conscious, loving breath to fill your belly and then your lungs. And then let it all out. And once again, take in, pushing out your abdomen and breathing into your heart. And then let it all go. And this time, as you breathe in, imagine all the love of the universe coming in. Breathe in and filling your heart. Now let it go. One more breath in. And let anything that you don't need to go as you feel yourself connecting and grounding deeper and deeper. And as you breathe into your heart now, I'd like you to think of a time when you felt like everything was just going exactly the way you wanted it to go. Remember a time when you felt powerful and in flow. Yes, that's the time when everything was just right and you were in your most certain state. That's it. And as you think of that time, I want you to go ahead and actually go back and relive it. Actually go back and see through your own eyes what you were seeing at that time when you were powerful and in flow, feeling certain, confident, strong. And as you breathe in and you see through your own eyes, whatever memories you see, bring them closer to you and make them brighter. Imagine there's a little, like a volume knob in front of you, and you're just turning that, and it's making that memory, those visuals, brighter and clearer. And you continue to bring it closer to you. And if it's a still picture, make it a movie. That's it, exactly. And now I want you to hear what you were hearing. As you were in that place of ultimate power and that place of confidence and certainty, breathe it in. See what you were seeing. Hear what you were hearing. Even hear the voice that you were hearing in your head. What were you saying to yourself? And allow yourself to really feel that time when everything was going right. Yes, this is what life is all about. You're breathing that in. You're feeling that energy. And as you're taking that in, I want you to think about, how were you standing at that time? What was your posture like? What was the expression on your face? Yeah, that's it. Maybe you were smiling on the inside, and maybe that was being reflected on the outside. That's it. How are you breathing? Were you moving? Associate totally with how you were being physically. Awesome. You're doing great. And as you think about how you were standing and what you were doing with your arms, what you were doing with your face, now I'd like you to think about what were some of the beliefs that you were focusing on? What were you convinced was true? What kind of questions were you asking yourself? Were you asking yourself questions like, how am I so blessed? How could I be so fortunate? Or were you thinking about how the future is just so bright? It's great now and it's going to be even better. Or were you thinking about the things that you were in control of, things that you had influence over? Yeah, that's it. What were you focusing on? What was your attention on? And now, what were those things that you were saying to yourself? What meaning were you giving to the events around you as you remain in that stance, breathing the way you were breathing, having the facial expressions that you were having, focusing on what you were focusing on? What kind of meaning were you putting to it? What kind of things were you saying to yourself? Go ahead and say them again. Yes, that's it. Now I want you to fully take all of those in. What you were doing with your physicality, what you were doing with your focus, where you were putting your attention, and what kind of meaning, and what kind of things you were saying to yourself. Combine them all together and really live that as you're seeing through your eyes and you're experiencing what you were experiencing. You're feeling that right now. Now, who is this person? Go ahead and give this person a name. The first thing that comes to your heart. You can't go wrong. Whatever comes to you, what's the first thing that comes? That's it. That's exactly it. Now you have your perfect, powerful, ultimate being of who you are. Now you can go ahead and come back to this moment. Shake it off a little bit. And I invite you right now, before anything else happens, to go ahead and take out your journal, your notebook, and write down everything that you remember. Write down what you were doing with your posture and how you were standing. Were you feeling centered or grounded? What were you focusing on? And what was the language that you were using? Write everything down. Just take 2 minutes. Just take 2 minutes and write it all down. And remember that name. Because now, when you have that name, even if it's a silly name, you're going to be able to call that person whenever you want. And simply call that name. And remember what you were seeing and what you were feeling. And get into that stance. Go ahead and make the expression on your face be what you were doing. And focus on what you were focusing on. And actually say some of the things that we're saying with emotion and energy. And you'll be able to call in that powerful identity. And this is who you really are. Enjoy.